Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Today we're going to look at verses 13 through 16 here in Psalm 118. Now, next week we're going to take up the remainder of Psalm 118, and that will take us forward to Psalm 119, and we're going to spend, the next 22 weeks studying Psalm 119, that is week after next. So, we're going to be in Psalm 119 for a while, so get ready for that. Look forward to it, because man, oh man, that's a great study. So today, verses 13 through 16, let me just read those for us. Thou hast thrust sore at me, that I might fall, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and song, and is become my salvation. The voice of rejoicing and salvation is in the tabernacles of the righteous. The right hand of the Lord doeth valiantly. The right hand of the Lord is exalted. The right hand of the Lord doeth valiantly. So you see here in verses 13 through 16 that we have some more of these factual statements, these statements about the Lord. We began in verse 1, for he is good. It's a factual statement about the Lord's person and character. Verse 6, the Lord is on my side. And he is. He is with us. He promises to do that, to be with us, and to, be on our side. So and of course David, or whoever wrote this, expands on that. He takes my part with them that help me, so the Lord's hand is in that. And then here in verse 14, the Lord is my strength and song, and is become my salvation. So again, another factual statement about the Lord. And then the final one is there in verse 16, the right hand of the Lord is exalted. So we begin with he's good, and we end with, at least in this first half, Psalm 118, we end with the right hand of the Lord is exalted. But notice how this little section begins. It begins with the word you, thou, in the King James. You have thrust sore at me that I might fall. Well, who in the world is he talking about? Now, he's mentioned, that there's distress in his life, there in verse 5. He's mentioned that the nations have compassed him about, and they are swarming around him like bees, and their anger is flared up like a fire of thorns. But now it seems personal, doesn't it? You have thrust sore at me. Who's he talking about? Well, I think he's talking about the enemy. That is, the enemy of our souls. The one who wants to discredit us, who wants to depress us, who wants to keep us from growing in grace. Yeah, that enemy. He says, you have thrust sore at me that I might fall, but the Lord helped me. You see, the Lord is on my side, and he says here, even though the enemy thrust sore at me, the Lord helped me. And furthermore, then we come to verse 14. Not only has the Lord helped me, but he is my strength, my song, and become my salvation. So the Lord not only helped me, but all of these other things now are true as well. Why? Because of the goodness of the Lord. That is the foundation of all that he says here about the Lord, is right there in verse 1. For he is good. And his goodness now is being described. It's described there in 6 and in 7. And it's described here in verses 14 and 15, actually 13b and 14. And then notice 15, the voice of rejoicing and salvation is in the tabernacle of the righteous. Why is that? Because the right hand of the Lord doeth valiantly. Who's the right hand of the Lord doing valiantly for? He's doing it valiantly for his people. The right hand of the Lord is exalted. He is, friends, he is over all things. The right hand of the Lord does valiantly, and he will do valiantly for you. Well, join me again next week, and we'll take up the second half of Psalm 118 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.